wanted to go back to the title of the conference about remembering the children, and that's what we talked about. We heard many stories starting off with your research report, and I think what came from that was the indicator that was discussed the most was the neglect. And in each of our different breakout groups, we talked about how we're going to restory that. How do we turn it around, or how do we negate the neglect that's going on? And each one of us has a responsibility to do that, and we are accountable, not only to your agency or to the government, but we're accountable to those children, and we need to remember that too. So I think we heard that. I think that the other thing that comes up from what I've heard throughout the day was the language in the research, and how do we make it approachable to the community so they make sense of it? How does that information go back to them? And again, as accountability and responsibility. And I'm reminded of what Rabina said on her dissertation, that, who's your uncle? Uncle Ben is her rule of thumb, and if Uncle Ben can read it, then it's a great report. And I think we need to remember that in our research as well, is that we're doing research about our communities, then they need to be able to access it as well. So language came up quite a bit throughout the day. We were also very privileged to have 4 specialists, guest speakers on our panel today as well, and really appreciate how you took that story as well and it reinterpreted to policy, to practice, to education. And for me, when I hear about the research, the actual report, and then we go away and we reinterpret it, and then we have to retell it, and then we have to reteach it. So it's a spiral, and we're doing that all the time. And it reminds me of the work that we do within, our Indigenous programs, or my own personal growth as a HISA person is I find that I'm always hearing the stories about my community, I'm interpreting it, and then I'm translating it onto an academic paper. And that's a lot of work to do, to capture the essence of the story, but also to capture the essence of the cultural teaching of the ways in which our families were. And I think that's what I walk away from this report, is how do we take that story and how do we present it to our communities and to the cultural knowledge or the Indigenous knowledge? How do they come together, and how do we retell that story again? I appreciated, we've had Carmen here for a while, but I liked her word when she referred to herself as a report addict. I think they're very rare. But I think that's also important because those reports directly affect how our children are cared for, which reinforces the high percentage of neglect within our communities and families. So I think we need to kind of learn a little bit from that and be able to use that report to benefit our children, to benefit our families and our communities. And I think that another step from the research project is to go and do our own research within our own agencies, our communities, and the work that we're doing, and how are we addressing the neglect issue? How are we doing that? So I walk away with those things, and I guess like Rabina said in my last words is, I shared in the group that we were in as to how do we reimagine this? Graham Smith, who's a Maori scholar, often talks about reimagination. And I always imagine that we'll never need child protection workers, that our work is going to be cultural knowledge, our rites of passage, learning our feast hall protocol and ethics, learning our Indian names, where they come from. All of those things is what I envision it to be, and I ask you to join that vision and reimagination of how we do that. And then we restore it, and then we retell it, right? And I think that we've got a strong nation of Indigenous young people who are coming up, and they're going to be our leaders. That little 12-year-old or that little 5-year-old today could be our Prime Minister, could be the Premier of BC. Let's reimagine it. We could have one of those young people as the president of this university. And that's what I take away from it, is how do we do that, and what is our responsibility and accountability in all of this work. So thank you all for coming, our partners in organizing this research day and dancing day, or what did we call it? Drumbeat, the drumbeat of our work. So thank you for drumming along with us.
What's most fun of all is Jacqui came up with the name for the day. And just a reminder, folks, please, if everyone can put down one idea, seal it in a self-addressed envelope, deposit it in our mailbox at the back. We will send you the reminder down the road. We'll also have everyone's emails and a summary of today's discussions. We're going to put into a summary report that we will send out to everyone. And then once this exercise is done, we'll finalize the report and share that with you as well. So thank you, everyone.
I just wanted to also say that our website, network website, will have the report on there and then the PowerPoints from today and all of the information for this project on our website as well. So with that, I'm going to call on our elders, James and Dick, to send us off in a good way.